What's up, Van Fam? We are here in the Dax, and by Dax I mean the Adirondacks in New York. There's the Vandalorian parked over there. And in this video, we're going to show you our top 5 favorite van life hacks. Van life hack number 1 is the almighty spritzer. Now, we have limited tank space in our van, so I do not want to use that water to wash our dishes. Also, it's kind of nasty. It always smells and we never really flush it or bleach it. So we fill up our spritzer with water from our Berkey water filter, which we'll show you in a little bit. And we use this water to wash the dishes. And with the spray bottle, it really does reduce our water use. All right, no matter how you slice it, doing the dishes sucks. So that's why I like to do a little dishwashing dance. Alexa, play some sick beats. So one of the challenges about having a freezer in a van is that it tends to freeze over, especially if you're staying in warm climates. And the problem is that it ices over so much that it can break your freezer, or it leaves you with like literally a 2-inch sliver of where you can put your frozen goods. So unfortunately, you have to constantly defrost the freezer, which means taking everything out of the whole fridge, defrosting the whole thing before you can put everything back. So one hack that I picked up from Greg of the Crazy Phrases, shout out to you, Greg and Esther, is using a hair blower to buy yourself some time, so you can kind of blow around the edges of the freezer to get rid of some of that ice formation. Van life hack number 3 is this snap bracelet. Now, dang it. Van life hack number 3 is this snap bracelet that you use to remind yourself when you're staying at a campsite to unhook your 30 amp or 50 amp power cord from the campsite before you leave. So you can snap it onto your steering wheel as a reminder. And we don't camp all that often at all at campsites. In fact, we've only done it 3 times so far since we've had the van. But out of all 3 of those times, I have forgotten to unplug our 30 amp cord, which isn't such a big deal because I also forgot to lock it in the van. So yay, Chad, for being so forgetful. But it can be a real bummer if you pull that cord and it's locked on both sides. So a nice handy reminder to make sure you don't do that. And a bonus hack, if you're having a night on the town, it doubles as a nice fashionable piece of jewelry. And while we're up here, we can move on to van life hack number 4, which is this glorious handmade sign for Orlando that we use when we leave the dog alone in the van, especially on a hot day. We're always worried about someone coming along, seeing a dog in the van and breaking in or calling the cops. So what it says is that the van is climate controlled, we're monitoring the temperature, our dog's all set, so don't try and be a hero and break in. But I get it, if I saw a van that was hot, if I saw a hot dog if I saw a dog in a hot van without any signage, I'd be concerned as well. We haven't had any issues so far, but we have a little sticker here that says the van is being video recorded, and we also have our phone number here at the bottom, which I'm covering up because I don't want y'all calling me. But we've had it up whenever we leave the dog in the van, and we haven't had any issues so far. So one of the biggest limiting factors to us just driving out into the wild and hanging out for weeks at a time is getting potable drinking water. So a couple hacks for that. Finding water on the road is actually pretty easy. When we had gym memberships before the pandemic, we would just go and fill up in the gym. But most grocery stores also have those kind of water filtration stations where you can fill up a big jerry can of water. In order to fill up our water tanks, what we do is we'll ask a lot of local businesses. Every business or building, they tend to have a water spigot outside that's connected to city water. So we'll just go in and maybe buy something small and ask if we can use their water spigot. Also, a lot of RV repair shops will let you use their spigot. But one thing we really try not to do is going to campsites and paying a ton of money just to fill up with water. I think it's kind of ridiculous. But that brings us to water storage, which is just as important. So if I were stuck on a deserted island and I could only bring one thing, I would bring my precious Berkey water filter. Sorry, babe. So the Berkey's great because it practically filters out everything, and the water tastes great coming out of it, and the filters last a really long time, so you don't have to keep buying these new filters to put in the system. It looks sleek and it fits in really nicely attached to our driver's seat. Now, that's what we use to filter water, but to store all of the water we put through the Berkey, we use some water bags that are BPA free that you can check out in our video from Colorado where we talk about that. And those are great because once you empty them of water, you can kind of fold them down, break them down, and stuff in places. But we wanted still even more water storage, especially during these times when we don't necessarily want to always be going into stores or public places to fill up. So we have these Army grade jerry cans down here. They each hold 5 gallons for 10 more gallons of water storage, which is nice. Again, BPA free, and they hold up really well. So between the water bags and our jerry cans, we don't have to fill up on water all that much, and we enjoy the delicious taste of the water coming out of this sweet baby. Bonus hack of the day is how we do laundry in the van. So sometimes we'll do laundry at laundromats when there's a need, but sometimes we'll also do our own laundry, which is a little bit more complicated. But what we do is we take a little wash basin, we fill it with a little bit of Dr. Bronner's and some water, wash it around a little bit, and then pour it down the drain. And then to dry, we use our own little drying rack right here, which we actually will drive with clothes on the back because it gives it a nice kind of air dry, gives it a nice scent, and we haven't had any clothes on the highway as of yet. And we have these nice little clippers that we use to clip them on the back, and so they get a nice sun dry and air dry as well. But it works pretty well. Well, that about does it for this week's vlog. Although I hear you're supposed to make your YouTube videos around 10 minutes in length because they trend better. So the next minute is a video of me dancing. I hope you enjoy and make sure to subscribe for more questionable van life content. Now cue those sick beats.